Hey YouTube, I'm Bungzy, and welcome to the second edition of Bungzy's 2-minute review on stuff I wish I knew about stuff before I bought it. Today, we're going to take a look at the Simple Pack by Palante. If you're looking at this review, you probably know plenty about it already, but for those who are just a little bit familiar with it, this is a hot little number made by a new startup called Palante Packs. Two guys, and they make these packs by hand. If you stumble across their website, I guarantee you're never going to get this pack. The trick to getting this pack ordered is you have to follow them on Instagram, and that's where they typically announce their availability of packs, and they only make a few at a time. And the second they make that announcement, you have your credit card in your hand ready to order. Before I start my 2-minute clock, and I'm going to walk you through my likes, my dislikes, as well as a couple hacks. Let me give you a quick warning on this pack. The guys go out of their way on their website to stress that this pack is only for those whose base weight is 10 pounds or less. I couldn't agree with them more, but I think there's another point that's not spelled out that I think deserves some attention. Namely, I would alter that statement to say, not only does your pack weight need to be 10 pounds, your base weight need to be 10 pounds or less, but your back has to be in perfect working order. Why do I say that? Well, let's say your pack weight is 10 pounds. For that matter, let's say it's 9, 8, even 7 pounds. You have to add food and water to that. So we're talking, roughly speaking, let's say we add 4 days of food and maybe 3 liters of water. Let's say you're not camping near water, and so you need 3 liters to get you through the night and the next morning. All in all, you're talking about what, 12, 15 pounds there. So you add 12 to 15 pounds across up onto a base weight of, let's say, again, 8 pounds or 7 pounds. That's putting you, well above 20 pounds. So that is not a lot of weight if your back's in perfect working order, as I mentioned, but you put 20-something pounds on your back with no waist support, no back support, every pound is going to compress your vertebra, and any trouble you have in your back, you're going to feel it. No joke, when I use this pack on a longer hike, by the end of day 2, I couldn't even throw my bear bag. That's how bad my back was yelling at me. So that's not criticism of this back. That is a comment about any frameless, hip beltless backpack such as this. Your base weight needs to be low, and your back needs to be in perfect working order. If it's not, it doesn't matter what your base weight is. Okay, just a couple quick facts about this pack. As I mentioned, this pack is frameless as well as hip beltless. It is, let me take a look, 40 liters. As a point of comparison, the pack I use most often is the Z-Pack's Arc Blast. You're probably familiar with that as well if you're watching my review. As a point of comparison, that pack is 55 liters. It has a frame. In fact, it has an external frame. And it also has a hip belt, obviously, to go along with it. And the Z-Pack's pack comes in at 22 ounces. So by going with a pack like the Simple Pack by Palante, you're saving about 10 ounces, but you're getting rid of 15 ounces of space, as well as a hip belt and a frame. So don't shoot the messenger. This is a great pack, but if you don't have a good back, and you know who I'm talking to, this is not the pack for you. As much as you want it to be, it probably isn't. And that goes for yours truly. I really wanted to love this pack, and I love so much about it. But I am an old geezer, my back isn't great, and I learned the hard way that it doesn't matter how low my base weight is, because I have a bad back. And I was experiencing pain that I just simply don't feel when I'm wearing my frame pack. All right, now for my likes, dislikes, as well as a couple hacks. 2 minutes is going to be a bit of a challenge on this one, but let me see what I can do. Okay, number one, I love this fabric. It's much more burly than your typical Cuban fiber. Number 2, I love the side pockets. They easily fit 2 bottles. They're secure, easy to get in and out. I love keeping my water on one side. As far as the shoulder straps, there's 2 things I love about these. Number 1 are these little pull loops, as you can see here. It makes it very easy to raise and lower the pack as you go. You can wear it high, you can lower it and rest it on your high knee. Take some of the weight off your back. I love their shoulder strap pockets. You can stuff anything in there. There's no buttons, clips, drawstrings, any of that nonsense. It truly is simple. Flipping around, they obviously have a big stretch pocket. Super stretchy. I love this material. And what they're famous for is their bottom pocket. Same material. You can stuff it as well as rummage around in there to get what you need. Those are my likes. Oh, I also love the size. 40 liters, it's perfect. I love that size. Moving on to my dislikes. When the pack's high, you can't reach the water bottle, so you just have to drop it a little bit if you want to get it. That shouldn't be a surprise given the size of the pack. Number 2, this pack is not waterproof. Take a look at this photo. This is after one of my hikes. You need a seam seal this, and you also need to use a bag liner. I also don't like the closure system. For something called the Simple Pack, this is not a simple closure. You've got this buckle, you've got another buckle, then you've got 2 buttons. They should just put some Velcro on here, give us a couple more inches and let us roll it. That's simple. Now my hacks. I was a little nervous about this bottom here, so I added a pleat, as you can see. That keeps the end tighter. And number 2, I added a couple pull loops here, one here and one at the bottom, so I can put my poles in there while I'm hiking. That way I don't have to take the pack off to put my poles away. I hope that, just in time. I hope that helped. If you have any questions, give me a holler. Happy to help.